Simplilearn. Your pace, your place.
Hello and welcome to Simplilearn's ITIL 2011 Capability Course on Operational Support and Analysis Certification course. This is the introductory lesson provided by Simplilearn on Operational Support and Analysis, OSA. I am Alex, who will be with you throughout this e-learning session. This course consists of 10 learning units apart from this introductory lesson. Therefore, it is important that you go through this lesson before accessing the remaining 10 learning units. So what are we waiting for? Let's begin with the introductory lesson agenda. We will first begin with the objective of this lesson, followed by a few recap topics that you might have covered during your ITIL foundation level. The topics we will cover are ITIL Basic Introduction, ITIL Intermediate, and its relevant topics. This is followed by information about the Accreditation Institute, OSA course description, and its objective. We will then look at who can attend this course. Next, moving to the exam section, we will learn about the exam prerequisites, or say, the eligibility criteria for attending this course, exam format, and the exam tips to help you achieve this certification. Lastly, we will look at the OSA course outline and the duration required for each learning unit, and details about the quiz provided by Simplilearn at the end of each learning unit. So go ahead and experience this courseware. The objective of this introductory lesson is to educate you on the courseware that Simplilearn offers, help you on how this online course works, ensure that you are aware of all the topics and subtopics covered in this course. Let us move on to recap on ITIL basics in the next slide. ITIL is the most widely adopted approach for IT service management in the world. It provides a practical, no-nonsense framework for identifying, planning, delivering and supporting IT services to the business. Adopting ITIL can offer users a huge range of benefits that include improved IT services, reduced costs, improved customer satisfaction through a more professional approach to service delivery, improved productivity, improved use of skills and experience, and improved delivery of third-party service. We will study more about ITIL under the topic Foundation Basics at the end of this lesson. Let us now understand ITIL Intermediate, which is the next level in ITIL certification. ITIL 2011 Intermediate level is the next level after ITIL Foundation. ITIL Intermediate level has a modular structure with each module focusing on different aspects of ITIL. They are Service Lifecycle and Service Capability. The intermediate modules focus more on detail-oriented study than the foundation level and is an industry-recognized qualification. Well, on completion of your ITIL Foundation and prior choosing this course, the thought on how one can become an ITIL expert must have crossed your mind. Let's get the answer to this in the next slide. Let us have a brief look at the ITIL certification path. The diagram in this slide is the graphical depiction of the ITIL certification path. ITIL certification path is based on credit point system. That is, you need to accumulate 9 credit points at each stage till expert. ITIL Foundation is the first certification which gives you 2 credit points on certification. On completion of the foundation level, you become eligible to appear for intermediate level where you can choose from 2 streams. 1. Lifecycle and 2. Capability. The lifecycle modules have all the standard 5 lifecycle phases as exams which provide 3 credits each. Capability modules are more focused towards implementation content and have 4 exams which provide 4 credits each. You can choose any one of the modules from either streams or make a combination on the basis of your experience in the industry. Thus, at this level, the minimum credit requirement is 15. Once you accumulate 15 points plus 2 of foundation, that is 17 credit points, makes you eligible for third level. That is MALC, which provides you 5 credit points. Once you are certified MALC, your final score credit becomes 22. To become an ITIL expert, there is no separate exam. You need to accumulate 22 credits to become an ITIL expert. I'm sure we are clear on the certification path. Let us understand the service lifecycle and its modules in the next slide. The service lifecycle modules are for candidates who aspire to handle a management or team-led role which requires a broad management focus on ITIL practice areas. It is also for candidates who work or coordinate across teams or manages multiple capability areas. The different modules under Service Lifecycle are 1. Service Strategy, SS 2. Service Design, SD 3. Service Transition, ST 4. Service Operation, SO 5. Continual Service Improvement, CSI. Similarly, let's understand service capability in the next slide. Service capability modules are for the candidates who aspire to specialize in process-level knowledge in one or more processes, which focuses more on day-to-day execution. The different modules under service capability are 1. Service Offerings and Agreements, SOA 2. Release, Control and Validation, RCV 3. Operational Support and Analysis, OSA 4. Planning, Protection and Optimization, PPO. As we have an understanding of both the streams, let us understand the differences between them in the next slide. Here is a difference between the lifecycle and capability. If you observe, you will see that lifecycle is mainly phase-oriented, whereas capability is process-oriented. Also, lifecycle focuses on individuals who work on the process, whereas capability focuses on individuals who are in the process. Take a few minutes to learn more about the differences on this slide. Once you're done, move on to learn about MALC. Managing across the lifecycle is the last step in achieving the ITIL Expert Certification. Therefore, it is mainly focused on individuals who want to become ITIL experts. On completing MALC, an individual can apply the ITIL knowledge, and it will provide skills that can be used in the workplace in a tangible way. We have already discussed on the credit system in the certification path slide. However, just to mention, the MALC certification gives you 5 credit points. Now let us proceed to look at the Accreditation Institute for ITIL in the next slide. The governing body for ITIL 2011 Foundation and Intermediate is the Cabinet Office, UK. Simplilearn is accredited by APMG and TUV as an ITIL Foundation and Intermediate training provider. Also, Simplilearn is an accredited examination center, AEC, by APMG, TUV and EXEN to conduct these exams. So, this has been our basic introduction on ITIL. Let us now focus on the OSA course description and objective in the coming slides. The Intermediate Qualification, Operational Support and Analysis OSA Certificate is a freestanding qualification, but it is also part of the ITIL Intermediate Capability stream, and one of the modules that leads to the ITIL Expert Certificate in IT Service Management. The purpose of this training module and the associated exam and certificate is, respectively, to impart, test, and validate the knowledge on industry practices in service management, as documented in the ITIL Service Lifecycle core publications. Let's understand the objectives of this course in the next slide. The ITIL Certificate in Operational Support and Analysis is intended to enable the holders of the certificate to apply OSA practices in resolution and support of the service management lifecycle, and specifically in the following key ITIL process, role and function areas: event management, incident management, request fulfillment, problem management, access management, service desk, technical management, IT operations management, application management. We will discuss each topic in detail in the course outline. Let us now look at the candidates who can opt for this certification in the next slide. The target group of the ITIL Intermediate Qualification. Operational Support and Analysis certificates include, but are not restricted to, IT professionals, business managers, business process owners. Let's continue to discuss about the target candidates in the next slide. Apart from the candidates mentioned in the previous slide, the following candidates can also apply or attend this course. Individuals who require a deep understanding of the ITIL certificate in the operational support and analysis processes and how it may be used to enhance the quality of IT service support within an organization. IT professionals who are working within an organization which has adopted and adapted ITIL and who need to be informed about and thereafter contribute to an ongoing service improvements program. Operational staff involved in event management process, incident management process, request fulfillment process, problem management process, access management process, service desk, technical management, IT operations management, and application management, and those who wish to enhance their role-based capabilities. Individuals who have attained the ITIL Foundation Certificate in IT Service Management and wish to advance to a high level of ITIL certification. Individuals seeking the ITIL Expert Certificate in IT Service Management, for which this qualification can be one of the prerequisite modules. Let us now look at the exam prerequisites for this course in the next slide. To be eligible for the examination leading to the ITIL Operational Support and Analysis Certificate, the candidate must fulfill the following requirements: at least 30 contact hours, hours of instruction excluding breaks and not including summary review time, with an accredited training organization, ATO, or an accredited e-learning solution for this syllabus as part of a formal, approved training course scheme. 2 to 4 years professional experience working in IT service management is highly desirable. Hold the ITIL Foundation Certificate in IT Service Management or other appropriate earlier ITIL and Bridge qualifications. It is also recommended that candidates should complete a minimum of 12 hours of personal study by reviewing the syllabus and the pertinent areas within the ITIL Service Operation Core Guidance in preparation for the examination, specifically Service Management as a Practice. In the next slide, we will discuss about OSA exam format. ITIL 2011 Operational Support and Analysis exam consists of 8 multiple-choice questions, which will be scenario-based, gradient-scored questions. Each question will have 4 possible answer options, one of which is worth 5 marks, one which is worth 3 marks, one which is worth 1 mark, and one which is a distractor and achieves no marks. The duration of the exam is 90 minutes. As a prerequisite, you need to have an ITIL 2011 Foundation Certificate or ITIL V4 Foundation Certificate plus Bridge Certificate and completion of an accredited course from an ITIL accredited training provider. It is a supervised exam and closed book. You need to acquire a minimum pass score of 28 right answers out of 40 questions, or a score of 70% in the exam. The next slide talks about the exam tips. Here are a few exam tips that will help you overcome the examination as well as score good pass percentage. Please take a few minutes to learn about these tips on the slide. Once you are finished with the exam tips, move to the next slide on the OSA course outline. Let me give you an overview of all the learning units of this tutorial. In all, we have 10 learning units including the introductory lesson, which we will be completing in a few minutes. Let's look at the other learning units now. Learning Unit 1 talks about Introduction to Operational Support and Analysis. It introduces the various terms and core concepts of OSA. Purpose, objectives, scope, functions, and value to business is discussed in this unit. Learning Unit 2 is all about event management. This unit introduces you to event management interpretation and analysis, principles, techniques, relationships, and application of these. This unit consists of design strategy, components, activities and operations, including organizational structure, and interfaces with other processes. Learning Unit 3 talks about incident management. This unit helps you understand the different components of incident management, its activities, and interfaces with other processes, the measurement model and metrics used to support incident management within OSA practices. Learning Unit 4 introduces you to request fulfillment. This unit covers the request fulfillment process and how it contributes to OSA. A complete overview of the objectives, scope, and importance of request fulfillment as a process to generate business value are explored. Policies, principles, concepts, activities, methods, request models, and techniques are explained in relationship to OSA practices and information management. Metrics used in request fulfillment are also discussed. Learning Unit 5 is about problem management. Like any other learning unit, the purpose, objective, and scope is discussed in this unit. The end-to-end process flow for problem management inclusive of problem analysis techniques, error detection, components, activities and operation, including its organizational structure, as well as any interfaces with other processes are included in this unit. Learning Unit 6, Access Management, which discusses about the purpose, objective, scope and value to business, the end-to-end process flow for access management process, inclusive of components, activities and operation including its organizational structure, as well as any interfaces with other processes, a measurement model and the metrics that would be used to support access management within OSA practices, and the benefits and business value that can be gained from access management as related to OSA is discussed in this unit. Learning Unit 7 talks about the service desk, which includes complete end-to-end process flow for the service desk function inclusive of design strategy, components, activities and operation, as well as any interfaces with other processes or lifecycle phases. The service desk validation components and activities such as service desk role, organizational structures, challenges, and test components to ensure service quality within OSA are part of this unit. Learning Unit 8 is all about functions and roles. This unit discusses about various OSA functions, which are technical management, IT operations management, and applications management. It also includes design strategy, objectives, components, activities, roles and operation including its organizational structure, and interfaces with other processes. The roles within each OSA process and generic roles are also part of this learning unit. Learning Unit 9 is all about technology and implementation considerations. It talks about technology requirements for service management tools and where and how they would be used within OSA for process implementation, and lastly, the best practices that needs to be adapted to overcome challenges and risks when implementing service management technologies. Learning Unit 10 is the last of the module, which consists of summary, exam preparation, and directed studies. In this learning unit, we will summarize the material covered in the previous unit and prepare you for the examination. We will be conducting a mock examination as part of the delivery of this course. Let us now understand about the quiz questions given by Simplilearn in this tutorial. In this tutorial, at the end of each learning unit, quiz questions are provided by Simplilearn. This is to help you to assess your knowledge on completion of each learning unit. The question pattern would be an objective type, with an explanation to the right answer, and each module will consist of sample case studies and sample test paper from APMG. Apart from these exercises, a glossary for your reference will be provided at the end of this course. Please note, to move from one learning unit to another, you need to complete these quiz questions with the right answers. Let us proceed to recap on some of the definitions and terms used in ITIL. The next section is on Foundation Basics. Well, this section is provided to help you refresh the learnings from ITIL Foundation. Here we will discuss about service, service management, functions and processes of OSA.
Introduction to ITIL. The picture on the slide depicts that each lifecycle phase of ITIL core is represented by a volume in the library. The core set consists of 6 publications, and they are 1. Introduction to ITIL Service Management Practices, 2. Service Strategy, 3. Service Design, 4. Service Transition, 5. Service Operation, and 6. Continual Service Improvement. Let's study them in detail. Service Strategy. As mentioned in the figure, it is considered to be the core of the service lifecycle. Service Strategy provides guidance on how to view service management not only as an organizational capability, but as a strategic asset. Guidance is provided on the principles underpinning the practice of service management, which are useful for developing service management policies, guidelines, and processes across the ITIL service lifecycle. Service Design. Service design provides guidance for the design and development of services and service management practices. It covers design principles and methods for converting strategic objectives into portfolios of services and service assets. The scope of service design is not limited to new services. It includes the changes and improvements necessary to increase or maintain value to customers over the life cycle of services, the continuity of services, achievement of service levels, and conformance to standards and regulations. Service Transition. Service Transition provides guidance for the development and improvement of capabilities for transitioning new and changed services into